Joey Logano here in the Freak Nation. A couple things I want to talk to you about out of the gate. One was we were in this very press room when I brought up to you about Martin Truex Jr. leaving the sport. We know that you two had your issues throughout the tenure, but you took a deep breath and you didn't get emotional, but you said some very kind things about Martin, and Martin to the point had to put his head down a couple of times to the things you were saying.
I think getting to know Martin away from the racetrack is something that I think is cooler than racing against somebody. We've taken the time to fly together a lot here recently with a friend of ours, and we all jump on the plane together, and there's a lot of games of rummy and good times. Usually on the way home it's more fun than on the way here. But it's been fun to get to know him, and obviously what he's done with his foundation, the amount of kids that have been impacted. That's, to me, is the true measure of success in life. It's not what you do on the racetrack. It's a true judgment of character is what you do to give back. And I think when it comes to drivers' foundations, there's not many, if any, that have done it better than how Martin's done it. We've seen Catwalk for a Cause. I think that's just one piece of it. That's probably the public side that we all see. But no one ever sees the dirty work, right? Everything that goes on behind the scenes to not just make that event happen, but all the other things, those impacts that we don't see every single day. So I'm really grateful to be a part of that for as many years as I've at least gotten to go to that and gotten to know you over the last 16 years. It's been a blast, man, and I hope you enjoy your time. We've talked a lot on the airplane about what it's going to be like, and he seems like he's pretty excited about it, so I'm happy for him. Thanks for asking that.
You get up there and you speak from the heart. Is really what I mean, this always seems the right thing to do is be yourself. And I think Martin's done a lot for the sport, right? And he's done a lot, even more so, I feel like, for a lot of kids. So I think that's, the most impactful thing that you can do with the sport, right? I say it all the time. What we do is actually kind of dumb, right? We drive in circles all day long to end up in the same place. Are you really impacting the world in a great way? No. And is anyone going to remember who wins the race this weekend 15 years from now, 20 years from now? No. But if you can impact someone's life in a positive way, that's generational, right? That changes someone's life for a long, long time. And so I think when drivers understand that, I respect that a lot because that's what life's all about.
People will remember Indy 500 winners. Roger Penske, his new house, Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Any conversations about going Indy 500 championship hunting?
No, not for me. I mean, for Roger, he can go after it, and obviously he does.
For Joey,
no, it's not in the cards. I just, Larson does it, and he's an amazing talent, right? And for me, I don't know if I'm as talented as he is. I got to work really hard to be good at this. Where, there's some drivers that can just jump in things and go. And I have enough talent where I can go, but I don't know if I can go win. And if I can't put myself in position to win, I don't want to do it. And I feel like I'd be taking something away from my cup card to do that. So for me, I don't want to do that. Nothing against what Larson's doing. I think it's great. I think it's cool for motorsports. All the motorsports that he's doing it. It's just not my type of thing.
Joey, you were sliced bread. Come on. That doesn't register in my brain that you have to work hard to go for wins. What is it that you're doing? Whether it's mentally, physically, what is it that you think you have to go the extra mile for?
Yeah, I think, mentally, I just have to be the most prepared. It's not all the time that we're the fastest car on the racetrack. Sometimes we are, and that's great. And certain racetracks, we definitely are, that fall into our wheelhouse as a team or myself as a driver. But the details is what matters these days. You think about, the cars are all so equal. Is really challenging in the past. Those little things matter more than ever. So I always feel like if I try to be ahead on those type of things the best I can, right? And like I said, for some people, they don't need to do that. But for me, I kind of have to.
Again, though, you've got the resources. They seem so easy is not the word. That's not the word I'm looking for. But they seem like you've got everything going for you. 3 championships we're talking too. Whatever work you're putting in, it's working.
Well, thanks. You look at the best in any sport, right? Kobe Bryant probably had a ton of talent, right? But he was also the one that was practicing longer than anybody. got to be something to that, right? That's what I've always believed. Roger Penske says it the best all the time. He says effort equals results, right? The harder I work, the luckier I get. He says these things all the time, and I think it gets beat into my mind so much that I obviously believe in that, because I just don't believe in luck at all.
So how does Dad, Joey Logano, take those things that Boss Roger says and implement it into their kids' brains?
Just by example, right? That's the way Roger did. That's the way my dad did it with me, right? My dad didn't ever very often sit me down and say, this is how you have to do things. It was just I watched, right? I watched my dad come home from work with grease under his nails and dirty, and he's running the company. And I always watched him running. Like, he was running physically everywhere. And I'm like, okay, like, this is how you're supposed to do it, I guess, right? And so I just watch and learn. I think it's the best way your kids can do that, right? Whether it's about work or how you treat your wife, right? How you treat other people, those type of things. I don't know if conversations are the most impactful, right? It's visually seeing it and experiencing it.
Where are your kids right now with you being this championship driver? They probably don't have any idea what 3 championships are, but what is their realization of you being a race car driver?
It's kind of, I wonder what it's like for them a little bit, because it's weird, right? I mean, let's be honest. Like, it's a unique way to grow up if your dad's a race car driver. Like, we show up to places and people come up and say hello to me, and I think it's really weird when they know my kids, and I'm like, they haven't done anything. Like, how would you know them, right? Like, but I want to make sure that they stay humble, right? Because I don't want them to think there's something they're not, because my oldest is 7, right? Like, he thinks it's cool, right? He loves racing, loves cars. We talk about it a lot. Loves basketball though too, right? And so, like, we're in that. Jameson's a little younger. He just wants to go play out in the woods, and Amelia don't care at all. But it's fun to have those relationships and have fun with my kids. But it's definitely unique and odd, right? Just to, if we come to the racetrack and we can go wherever we want to go. Well, you think, it's really cool, right? Like, I remember as a kid trying to sneak into the garage, right? And like everybody does. I'm sure everybody watching this probably tried to sneak into the garage at some point, right? I did that. My kids don't have to do that. So it gets a little weird, right? And so it's just a unique scenario. And I want to make sure they understand how lucky they are just to walk into the garage.
Okay, statute of limitations is probably out. Where did you sneak in?
I snuck into Atlanta a few times when I lived there. Yeah, I had a security guard buddy who worked out pretty good. You got to have one on the inside.
Love it.
We've got an 11-year-old between us, and there's so many things that she does where it bends me at the knees, where it's just so precious. But then she can be an a-hole. Yeah. Do you when you take off your fire suit, does the a-hole come out with your kids? Like, yeah, to your kids when you got to be no.
I have to be.
Yeah. do they say it's race car daddy or it's daddy?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it ever really changes, right? I mean, if I'm at work, I'm at work. I don't bring my kids to work, right? I mean, you see us before maybe the race starts or something like that. They're out there, but at that point, everything's already prepared and you're done, right? So it's not really like much going on. But I mean, as soon as I get back to home or the rental car after the race, Dad's done. Dad's dad now, right? Dad's done working. And I get the upload on how the day went from Mom, and then we try to handle it from there. But I mean, they're kids, right? Their kids are going to be kids. You just hope that their morals are good and that they become solid people, right? That's all I care about, is to try hard at whatever you do. Just be a good person, right? Like those 2 basic things will get you pretty far in life.
SpeedFreaks celebrates 25 years this year, and we've been, of course, part of SpeedFreaks for 25 years, and we've been married for how many?
Since 09.
Oh, all right, since 09. We have a child.
So 16.
Could you work with your wife?
Yes.
Dude, I hired her over Eva Longoria.
How does this happen? Yeah, okay. How's this? Tell me the story then.
Oh. Well, the story then goes to he fired me 6 weeks in, and I had to hear somebody else in my spot, and I came crawling back to Kenny, and we didn't really like each other at that time either.
I bet now you got fired.
That's the long and the short.
Over somehow.
Well,
you back. That's all it took.
I agreed to do sales calls, and then all of a sudden, the rest was history.
That was it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
Thanks for not going there too deep, man.
Yeah, we're going to stay right there. Yeah, we're good.
I'm a Texas Rangers fan. They were a wild card team. They won the freaking World Series. I had no problem with that. Some other people did. Joey Logano won a championship last year within the rules, but a lot of people are still knocking it because of what you did. They consider that you weren't the best driver to win the championship. If you win within the rules, can't you just tell people to kiss your ass?
Yeah, you can. But, like, I don't feel like I need to go out there and explain myself, right? Like, we went out there and ran the playoffs by the rules and won. Tough luck for everyone else. Like, what do you want me to tell you? Like, I really don't know what I'll say. Like, everyone had the same opportunities to go out there and do it. Did we start from behind the 8 ball a little bit? Well, yeah, we didn't have the playoff points that a lot of these other cars had, but we were able to get through, and we made it happen, and we won. So, I mean, I'm not going to, like, what do you want me to say? Like, after that, like,
so are they going to say
the trophy? I already did the talking, you know?
So when they change the rule, is it going to be like they have the Kyle Larson rule? They've got the Matt Kenseth rule. Is it going to be the Joey Logano rule?
I don't know. I don't know if they're going to change it, right? I mean, I honestly don't, like, to your point, it's happened in Major League Baseball. It happens in every sport. It happens in the NFL. It happens in the NHL. Like, it can't happen in everything. That's just part of the playoffs. And they're long seasons, right? Just because a team has a rough start, right? Look at the Eagles. They didn't have the best start, and then they go win the whole thing. Is anyone mad about that? Right? Like, it's a long season. You can turn things around, and the playoffs give that opportunity to teams to have an opportunity to rebound, but also put the pressure on the players, right? You think about the pressure that's on the players in the playoffs, whether that's any sport, but like the NASCAR, whether it's the teams putting the cars together, the pit crews, all the pressure that's there is real. And people react differently under pressure. Some people get better. Some people get worse. Some people crack, right? Luckily, I got a team that's really good and that's really good under pressure. It's not luck. I shouldn't have said luckily. It's not. We put those people in place, right? And those people work hard at being good under pressure. And we've been able to capitalize when it matters the most. So don't get mad at me for that.
I'm about to drop off a pizza to you. What did you order?
Hunt Brothers Pizza. Oh man, I keep it pretty basic. I like pepperoni. Like, I literally like
Sliced bread.
Yeah, just a pepperoni pizza, man.
Slice pizza.
Slice of pizza.
Sliced bread to sliced
Dude, what a great sponsor though. Think about that. That's pretty good. Pizza deal? You got a pizza deal? It's pretty good. Yeah.
People have electronics and, friggin' women's products. Nah, pizza, baby.
Pizza deal. Who doesn't want that? Who doesn't like pizza? I've never met anyone.